Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. My name is Capo Daniel, the Deputy Defense Chief of the Ambazonia Defense Forces. This one is my daily podcast for una. Una welcome. Today, na number 12 day, Tuesday, for the month of October 2021. Good people of Ambazonia, today we could still focus for Amba to Amba due to certain requests and line of thought we get them from our polling group. We would use them for inside Kunta Kinte 360 platform. But first,
so this is Honorable Ayana from the Ibado. My Spanish.
So I have just released a video of me having a conversation with a member of parliament in the Basque country, Honorable Ayana.
See all the countries that are struggling for their self-determination is always a main issue, and a main issue in our relationships also. So it was very important for us to have your voice here, to know what's happening in Ambazonia, what's the war situation in this moment, and to try to make friendship between our parliament and your country. So it was for us a very important moment to have you here with us and to can try to work together and try to help in your struggle for the self-determination for Amazonia.
Yes, una dey hear very well. Na member of parliament that for the Basque country, an autonomous region within Spain. It talk the call we Ambazonia. I get an invitation from the Parliament of the Basque at the behest of the Ambazonian Governing Council. I was invited to that diplomatic trip as an independent activist to accompany a delegation of the Ambazonia Governing Council that was led by the Vice President, Dr. Julius Ni, and the Secretary of State, Dr. Amba, Larry. The reason why I send this video out now for celebrate the victory, diplomatic victory, the way they come. Most of them will be made public due to the nature of diplomacy, but good things are happening in the corridors of diplomacy on behalf of Ambazonia. Our people, they already know which way they go on, and many times leaders they can't conjure, they make a lot of lies to our people them. One of the things why I don't promise our people them since I step into this revolution, now for always make sure say I go to hold the leadership them to account. So when I hear me for that interview, why I did that interview, I be the interview both the governing council members and the people, the Spanish parliamentarian, for find out if way Dr. Cho Ayaba, the president of the governing council, be tell the Ambazonia people them say they get diplomatic progress for inside Europe na true. So I be do that job now for Ambazonia and them. When I hear except for the parliamentarian, it tell na say na them invite the Ambazonian people them. Me then come to establish that relationship between their parliament and our country, Ambazonia. Make una remember, say the Basque country get 3 members them for parliament for Europe. The Spanish government, it don't allow them, me then get a direct participation for Europe. So now a very big diplomatic deal. Say the governing council, they be invited for their parliament, will meet up all political parties them, will enter for their house them, their headquarters, for their parliamentarian office them, get strong meeting with them, and all of them agree for support Ambazonia, their right for self-determination. That means a right for we for choose whether we want be independent and what type of country we want them. I will be very shocked. Say all the people them for they be don't do their homework very well. As they be know me by my name Capo Daniel, they don't watch my show, they get good information about my show. And they talk about Dr. Chuayaba. They tell me, say, you guys are lucky to have a leader like him. And also the governing council, it be the custodian of Ambazonia, their membership for OMPO, the Organization for Unrecognized Countries. I know all these things they do, but I will be very impressed with the work with the governing council they do. At that time, I know be done join the ADF or the governing council. The Basque part, the Basque country, they are parliamentarian, they will meet up within there for European Union. Then be part of a bigger bloc of Christian Democrat them for inside the European Union. So then be very influential. And then get obligation for represent the Basque party, the Basque country, their parliamentary opinion, and for champion the cause with their parliament and choose them for within the European Union. That visit it will be now one of 3 state visit them, where we be line up for the Ambazonian people them. We will go for other countries and within Europe and also for North America. We will make all those information then public. The Ambazonia Governing Council will also secure the European Union endorsement, where we give we the European Institute of Peace, backed by the European Union, when naive will be the mediator for within the war between Ambazonia and La Republic. All those things then will be destroyed when Sako bring the other leader them, me then go join them for that Sweets HD deal. For go sign for they say they don't give that HD an exclusive right. Make no other country not even join. It not make sense. A lot of things that can be destroyed. When I remember Chris Ano, he become out, he ban all group them. Talk say they must kill ADF. I go play una some facts them what I want make Ambazonia people then get them for their head. As so they go forward. So that make the no man no can fool una for ground zero day. Carry una go destroy una. Spoil very good opportunity. We will get them, forget our freedom. When I hear from Tibo Nagi, so when I take time listen for this podcast.
When you want to catch to catch fish, you go into the lake or into the river, and when you want to get people who are in the movement, you go into the movement itself. And what people like Paul Biya and the French do, if they want to destabilize Ambazonia, they go within the leadership of Ambazonia. And they recruit people who are within Ambazonia. We saw that in the Congo when the man for whom I am named, Patrice Lumumba, had been elected as the prime minister of Congo. Who did they recruit? They did not recruit white men. They recruited Joseph Kasavubu and recruited Joseph Desire Mobutu. So one of the things that Ambazonians must guard against is disunity. Freedom is delayed when people who are freedom fighters are recruited by the slave master. We saw that and we have seen that.
So that was PLO Lumumba, a very, very renowned African scholar and defender of human rights in Kenya, talking about Paul Biya and the French government recruiting Ambazonian leader. This be an indirect reference to Sako activity of banding other leaders and causing confusion for this Ambazonian revolution.
And countries that they recruit individuals within a country in order to delay and to defeat the struggle.
To delay and to defeat the struggle.
They recruited were Nambaningi Sitole. They recruited Nambaningi Sitole, and you also know how Gacha Butelezi with his movement was almost used at that particular time to torpedo the negotiation that were going on.
So these people are used to torpedo real negotiation to delay and to defeat Ambazonia by La Republic. Listen.
What we must do, therefore, is to ensure, and you who are in Ambazonia, you have a duty to identify people who are being used as such. Are there people who are being recruited for the purpose of undermining the struggle in Ambazonia. And when you identify such individuals, you must confront them and tell them, we are not going to follow you because you are agents provocateurs.
So we as Ambazonians, we have a duty to identify people who are being used by the enemy to undermine our revolution and confront them and tell them, we are not going to use you, we are not going to follow you because you have become an agent provocateurs. Those are the words of PLO Lumumba. We have seen the work of Sako and Chris Anu to undermine our revolution. The recent one being the visit of Diangote. We declare a lockdown to prevent the smooth running of that Cameroon initiative. They went ahead to cancel the lockdown so that it will enable people to participate there without being afraid to be isolated and seen in public. It facilitated Cameroon's activity in Ambazonia without a doubt, and everybody knows it. That even went against all soldiers on the ground who have endorsed and made them to have some semblance of legitimacy. It was not logical. It was something that can be clearly seen as Chris Anu and Sako working to help La République du Cameroon on the ground. We must, and everybody of goodwill in Ambazonia, do not think that by sitting quiet, this thing will go away. Sako and Chris Anu must be confronted for who they are and what they are doing. We don't see some strong people like Seseko Ebine challenge Sako for that, even Seni for investigation for America. Those things takes time, but eventually justice always have a way of taking its course. Nevertheless, I will give una some facts where all man for ground zero in need for listen, because we don't get a series of death. First, we don't get a death of a soldier for Meta. We would hear say na the IG they be make a meeting, meet the person, meet up some other person where if been at for DDR center, then key soldier for day. Before that, we don't hear how Babila Tita, a person where he no like ADF. He actually hate ADF. Na person where he support the Sako. Now he bring the buffaloes and for they made they endorse the Sako their group. He don't come out, he talk how the Sako them, then set up members of that buffaloes of Bali. Me then kill them, me Cameroon military, he kill them. All man feel believe what he talk because he need to talk for any political reason. The man where he don't talk problem where he see him as he day. Now we don't get another death again. This time it happened for Babanki, Tungoy, where another Ambazonian fighter for they ran kill it in a similar manner where they ran set it up from diaspora. When I know if she done quiet, me then kill all of our people, or people the way they did for the IG, me then kill all of our people because them be so stupid. They ran drink an opium where they call and say government. The law firm for America, the Foley Hawk, they will be right. For the first advice we then give for Ambazonia, and I said, don't form a government because it will destroy you. Whoever, or whatever be deceive Seseko for form this government. Behind our back, even behind a toppest advisor, the most respected barrister, lawyer, voice of the people who get them, Dr. Carlson Anyangwe, he advised. Some people they be talk say they be used now at Milan, or they be used some state party them for full Seseko me talk say for guarantee say if you form governments on 6 countries to go support we know say that never take place. Maybe it was true, maybe it wasn't, who knows. Some people say that because Bo Herbert if he talk say he must make his own government, so then talk say me then take decision because they want prevent another person, me you know will be the first one for go make government. Whatever the case, that the problem this will face them today. I remember time I go for Babanki, where the population for Babanki began rise up against the forces them for the way they will be under the IG. I can't talk for them, work together with the boys, with the community for they reconcile them back, things that they go back together normal. Only for me, forget a phone call from that woman them for the that mammy them for Isa Babanki. Say they don't come for can celebrate 1st October. They don't see one of that boy them way naive they worry them for they don't bring na Sako placard. We all they walk around one for they. When I know say for Babanki, we get ADF come and we get the Sakoi come. They be that make and the two they no be they see eye to eye. And I'm work for them with the government with the ADF member them for bring peace. And I'm talk for them. The woman there, if you see the video where come off for Babanki, now she say that's Sakoi placard where they put that picture there, they don't put them for ground, they no use them. I go leave them, me gonna listen for this woman a voice, either for Babanki also. It go give una an idea for the challenges and way they for ground zero with this idea say na IG say Ambazunia get government. Who no get government? I go play that audio and I will play a series of audio for una. I will try for make a me short. Una listen.
Una took for up, they una try for help me because even the boys themselves they are confused because they don't even go to the Sako because they know it's just that because when they be announced say Sako na their president. So they want somebody that they are hoping that he is the one holding them along. So I understand, say, you know, that then this boy, then they fight them for villages. Oh, you know, so this picking them, some of them, their mentality, no, they not ever beat them for township, no one day. And then you understand the mentality for update too. For many villages, and they never civilized that way. Some of we were experienced because we don't work. People where they never ever know, they know they never go no place. So their mentality get as a bit. So now they really get to take time to educate them, call them no vex na vex. Take good way. If you get something, flatter them with them. And so we could take them, win them back. You understand no? And I show love for them. Because I love the conquer all. Yes, now other officials. Because plenty of them believe say na Sako, they don't even know what way they happen. Because plenty no get Android phone. To begin here, they will have video, una to see where you send and so. Now me, I dey try for talk, my village speaking, they don't try for understand, but some other one that they sit there, them say no be true. But I don't try for lecture them, make them know now. But if they want to pick up now, they will surely pick up in a good way because they already know the wrong side and the bad side. The beginning of a Sako still. Nearly other area, other the that boy had a call no pity, no pity. Them they out of ignorance, they don't know that the truth that make them before that other one will be die. So they will already know it. So then believe and say na the right thing. So now when I for become attached with them, talk with them, call the commanders, when I know them, they lecture them, make them know the difference. Because they don't know them, now the reason why you see they do so. Sometimes they will feel say they reject order for them. No, they don't know and know. You see, I know.
So that one I no need to explain them since now for our talk, our first language, Pidgin English. That's the truth. It be very challenging sometimes for see people the way they do their best out of good intention for the wrong person. I will give some other audio them for play them. It will help for educate our people them. Me they understand. This one from Dr. Carson Anyangwe. He interview about the whole IG. The concept where some people they don't take them now, them feel say na government, them they call themselves the government. I think if we don't read the latest document for the United Nations, the head officer inside West Africa, he write them, he call all groups them, including them, say non-state actors. But for them, they make believe say them being a government because they know say na the only way that way they fit deceive our people, since they no get nothing for offer. When I listen for Dr. Carson Anyangwe, the architect of the IG,
craft an instrument that will actually move that liberation struggle forward. And we thought of what perhaps, on hindsight, will infelicitously call the government. Maybe we should have thought of another name.
So Dr. Carson Anyangwe talk say they be making a mistake for call this IG group say a government. Because not be a government, I just name where they call them say government. Anyway, when I hear.
Because now looking at it, I believe that idea of a government, it got some people crazy in their minds. And already people start seeing themselves as ministers, as presidents. And I remember, even at Zaria, I said, no, let's...
For our country people, they made the talk say, if it been for look at hindsight, it been a mistake for call the group say government, because some people then now they don't begin see themselves as in a president. They been a president, so when they see themselves say them being a Now ministers, it not means that them be president or minister. Now just say they see themselves.
Excellency. Africans love titles, they love names. That's what I call a peacock syndrome, to be seen, even if just seeing them is what they want, that there's no content in what you see. But of course, our people, because of the nearly 60 years of operation, used to a system where even a small colonial district officer is called His Excellency. I don't know what they're excellent in, but I call them Excellency. So that what happened. But we had a good sense of saying that we must limit, even if you call it a government, it should not be more than 7 departments. That's what we said. But this hasn't happened. We've seen over the months, bloating to a point where we have 73 ministries or whatever. I've never seen even more established governments have that kind of a system. That's why it just blew up my mind. And I said, this is unacceptable. And I find people also calling themselves Excellency, the president, with the presidential guards, with presidential security, with presidential this and so on. No, this was really an aberration, if bordering on delusion, as far as I'm seeing. And that's why I had to come out and I said, no. We moved away from our core values in that stage. We should recenter this whole thing. And I'm praying and hoping that now we've identified that one, we can rebrand this struggle and focus more on ground level and also on internationalization. And by the way, let me say, and I've never said this, but people think that I don't. Before December last year, I was in the US and I sat down with a group of colleagues I put together. And I put together a document drawing from the samples of all the national liberation movements in Africa here that have fought, including 1 or 2 from Europe, for national liberation. My idea was to restructure this whole thing into a military wing and a political wing, exactly like has happened in all.
So I think it be self-explanatory. The solution is almost described that the governing council with the political wing and the ADF as a military wing. If the whole struggle could fit in such an organization, or if something like that would exist, but nevertheless, the governing council is providing the leadership for the entire struggle for our freedom. I will continue. We're gonna hear very other important audio them from Ground Zero in particular. I'm gonna listen to these audios. The Cameroon government, it don't use the Chris Ano and Sako for turn off the international community, including the United Nations.
Anything and everything United Nations has on the ground in our territory. Every United Nations official or piece of equipment that is seen moving or standing anywhere in Ambazonia must be hurriedly, and I mean hurriedly, confiscated.
So now Chris Ano that it talks to me, oh man, seize any United Nations their personnel. That means you catch person with to work for United Nations. Seize their things them all. That's in that it talk. Now for destroy the struggle, it not be meant for fix the struggle for any person for talk that kind of way. Just thank God they don't get any soldier on the ground where they listen for them directly, where they take order for them. Apart from the one now or that year General Lucifer, we be involved in the killing of our Pekin for Kumba. And the other one, the one that don't see the blood, then we don't show them for una. Shoot people their foot till they no go for the need to respect lockdown. That is the instruction of Sako. So I think so now here.
We don't support it. We lay down our tools. I have to be very frank, very frank with you. There is no other way. You have to give your money. You don't give your money, we will lay down tools, carry our hands on our head, surrender to La République du Cameroon, and that will be all. I just have to say it the way it is.
So that another audio from Chris Ano. Now Chris Ano says the talk, no be saying as a man the talks in a fake thing. Now Chris Ano the talk say there is a possibility say he go drop down weapon on them, carry hands, surrender, go for La République. How come a leader where they lead the people, so on the way they don't sacrifice their life or die, feel ever even think, say if he surrender for La République? The fact say Chris Ano fit think, say if he put his hand for his head, surrender for La République, it is shown as a person this way would identify him where Cameroon government they use them as PLO Lumumba talk for undermine, delay and defeat our struggle. So any man where they listen for that their ABC news for Ground Zero, now hear me fine. Make una no follow them. Make una know them for who they are. Una wait, una listen.
I've gotten concrete information that La Republique was passing through the Swiss government. Those groups. So essentially, those groups in Switzerland and Belgium were being paid by La Republique and pretend as if they are neutral mediators.
This has become a joke for some people. I'm going to the shop. We spend the entire morning begging the Swiss to bring Cameroon to the table. When we are not doing what we need to do.
So that one leaked audio for their cabinet meeting for the first encounter they began with the Swiss after they began give some of the money for allowance and for pay small bills them. Now Chris Arno that the talk, he says say Cameroon government, it be the pass through the Belgium and the Switzerland government for the give money for sponsor the HD. It pretends a neutral thing, but we know it's neutral thing. So then Sabi, and what have they done to destroy this our revolution as PLO Lumumba Idam Wonam? It be very clear and obvious for anybody for know. Maybe only for ban soldier them, for ban other groups them, for cause inside attack, for try for discredit other groups, and for claims to them be a government where they not be, because that claims to them be a government are just one way for destroy the struggle, not be anything. But when I listen also for Akwanga way and join them.
Most crucial on this issue, my people, it is these two words: unilateral ceasefire and ceasefire.
Now Akwanga that they be the struggle so hard for deceive Ambazonian people them, where they be use the COVID-19 as an excuse for declare ceasefire. It no be cash, so Sako way support the. If he come back, if he talk say wait till Akwanga they do it represent all the way they don't go join Swiss the HD. Na time when they say you know work, they go come rebrand themselves. They try for spoil them every time. If you know work, they go rebrand themselves and then come back again, repackage them, come back again. One of the consortium member them, Frederick, the one way I don't know what I say he has to be refugee for Nigeria, they Sako they give him money or whatever. He don't write a long letter. They talk about how Tassan Wilfred he become the transfer leadership to Tassan Wilfred. He no argue. He transfer them for Seseko no argue. They don't transfer them for Sako. So Sako did do na the right thing. So some of them they deceive themselves, say Sako he be legitimate. Sako na the head for the IG. Now say some of them they deceive themselves. I want me gonna remember. Say when they be put Sako for the head for the IG, no man for the IG, no be votee. No man for the IG, no be votee. They be go for election, he lost election. But the people them way then they inside the system for the way they manipulate the system, them appointee, say me na he still be the head for the IG. One of the person na Richard Tango, he call himself say Richard Tango, but na the brother for the disarmament committee for La République du Cameroun, Fayengo Francis. Na Fayengo Francis his brother, when I feel imagine na he did for the na he put Sako like president for the IG. No man no votee. Despite the fact, me gonna hear when they be install Sako, the instruction where they be give about a mandate.
Respect the will of the people of Ambazonia. Respect the will of the people of Ambazonia. Expressing freely. Fair and safe democratic elections. Fair and safe democratic elections. And willingly hand over the office of President of the Republic. And willingly hand over the office of the President of the Republic to the person duly elected by the people of Ambazonia. To the person duly elected by the people of Ambazonia. So help me God. So help me God. Okay.
So if it is swear on top Bible here and Kumeta Evis say go hand power for the person where they duly elect them. The person where they be elect them for the fourth conclave na say kwa Yoktabi. It no be been an election by Ambazonians, people that they represent Ambazonia as a country. It be been in Seseko's own word. Can we be justify why it be deny me the other leader them or other people that no attend the deliberation of the fourth conclave. He talks that the conclave was called for his own children, his own followers, people the way they be aligned with ye. the country heads where Milan be creator. It never been an election of the people. Nevertheless, the old way Sako be taken if he promise he go return power for the person we duly elect him as the need go be. Seseko he don't talk say make he hand power. And they be installing for 2 years only. I want me gonna hear for una own ear. Make it not be saying me at the talk.
So, Cameroonians, this is history in the making. A mandate, he has a 2-year mandate.
So around here, he has a 2-year mandate. Apart from that, during that 2 year, where the 2 year that already passed, the Sako collect money for my trip to Boya. 2 million. We asked them, say then give him money for within 3 weeks, he go give Ambazonian independence.
That put the resources in our hands. You know, for us to get that amount of money, it takes real sacrifice from you. That's why we're talking of my trip to Boya. Try to give something that measures up to a ticket that you dream to pay to go to Boya. We can deliver the real ticket to you in the next few months, ahead. How? We are just going to change.
In the next few months ahead. Now, Sakodi talks so with Nicolas Santos. Nicolas Santos, we don't join La Republic already, as many of the people they were in surrounding.
The game. We are just going to change the present equilibrium. We are just going to change the equation on the ground. That's all it takes to cause a proud enemy. We can deliver the real ticket to you in the next few months, ahead. How?
In a few months ahead. I want to remember even Silas Azefo Bidan also interview about the same thing.
Initiative and actually tell us that if after putting this money down, if in 12 months after that he is not able to take us to a considerable distance or exactly to Boya, we should make our judgment and give him a vote of no confidence. Mr. President, is that still the case?
That's exactly the case.
So he don't come out, swear for Bible, say he go come out, he go hand back the head for the presidency for Seseko. He don't lie, say if then give him money within few months. He don't commit himself within that period. So even plus the IG, they install a mandate, he don't finish. So no man of it day for day, they pretend say they support it because he be legitimate leader. He's not a legitimate leader of the IG. Sakoran talks, Seseko talks, say no one see. A mandate limit ye for two years. They no vote ye. He says he promise if then give him money, he go deliver Ambazonia within 3 months. Silas Azefo, Adam Sute for 12 months. He don't fail according to your own word. Judge for your own word, not be the word for another man. He's supposed to then resign. Return back power for Seseko. Tawa Seseko talk say no one me represent you again. So there is no way anybody feel talk say Sako feel legitimately represent the IG organization, let alone be a legitimate leader, or say no be compromised or hired by La Republic for destroy the revolution as we are here from our own. Chris Anodan confessed La Republic they send money through HD. And for make una for Ground Zero in particular, una remember, make una know say the IG no be do one movie for nothing. They be fire ye for they be suspending for they be gate conference for United States where all the IG group be gather for a legitimate gathering of the APNC where be voted for cabinet for the IG where he the Sakobi day for inside. He lose the vote, then go for the indictee say either embezzle the money, either try for take power for Seseko by force. So then suspending for the corruption for eating money for my trip to Boya. And eventually they be fire ye. I go on for play the audio me gonna hear for Ground Zero, had them fire ye una own ear. Me no be saying that way some man they talk am. Una listen.
In the legislative arm and creating a fake judiciary committee of the interim government to such extent that his tenure now clearly mirrors that of dictator Bia's regime and the governmental style of neighboring La République du Cameroon. That acting president, Dr. Sako, publicly challenge the authority and mental aptitude of our captured leaders, thereby undermining his superiority and denigrating the image of our entire leadership. That the administration of acting President Dr. Sako has been marred with continuous divisive tendencies, with the banning of active revolutionary movements and individuals, and also the practice of corruption, corrupting self-defense volunteers on the ground, thereby increasing the discontent and disunity amongst our people, and increasing the death toll of our restoration forces with false and unfulfilled promises through my trip to Boya. That the administration of acting President Dr. Sako, through inflammatory negative public pronouncements, has greatly stained the image and integrity of our beloved Ambazonia before our people and the international community, thereby hampering the diplomatic work of every Southern Cameroonian involved in diplomacy. Based on all the facts established, the APNC 2019 hereby considers acting President Sako very limited in his abilities and character to lead the people of Ambazonia in completing the restoration and independence mission. APNC 2019 and all its constituencies hereby from the date of publication of this statement cease to recognize Dr. Samuel Ikome Sako together with any of his appointees as representatives of their aspirations, and advises all Ambazonians to follow suit.
So when I don't hear with una mouth all the charges against he by his own group and confident with people the way they get the documentation and facts, it points to the facts he be the actor where PLO Lumumba the talks the Cameroon government that hire him for bring disunity. Those are the key words, disunity, and for store international progress for diplomacy in favor of Ambazonia. Before I end them, I go on for leave now with the word for PLO Lumumba.
Movement, you go into the movement itself. And what people like Paul Biya and the French do, if they want to destabilize Ambazonia, they go within the leadership of Ambazonia. And they recruit people who are within Ambazonia. We saw that in the Congo. This is one of the things that Ambazonians must look at very carefully. That it is now very easy because the focal point is the Biya administration. But within yourselves, there are those who are going to try and look at Ambazonia and look at the different ethnicities in Ambazonia. And the problem does not come from the common people on the ground. The problem comes from the leadership. It is the leaders who want to be presidents, who want to be ministers, who want to be ambassadors, who want to be senior civil servants. They are the ones who are going to divide people along ethnic lines. And it is therefore very important in these early days of your struggle to ensure that you have a common agenda that will ensure that you are not divided along ethnic lines within Ambazonia. And
so remember who came and divide us and along ethnic lines, county by county, telling people to go back and fight in their village.
We have seen that in Frelimo, in Mozambique, when Samora Moises Machel and Joaquim Chissano were fighting against the Portuguese, they recruited Alphonse Jacama and formed a political party called Renamo, which is still active today. In Angola, what they did is to recruit Jonas Malheiro Savimbi in order to fight against Agostino Neto.
What should be clear is that Chris Ano and Sako have been hired by La Republique to fight against Seseko, Ayoktabi, and Ayabacho. They are not fighting for Ambazonia. Whatever action you have on the ground, it is in spite their contribution, it's in spite their policy. Their main job is to fight against Ayabacho and Seseko Ayoktabi. That's what La Republique have done to us, and we must, as a duty, identify this and act as such. Let's not be stupid. God bless you all. Capo Daniel, signing off.